Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Scorpio for the month of August, including late July 2025. Welcome, Scorpio. So basically, we are currently in the zodiac sign of Leo. So the element is fire. So lots of energy, this physical energy this month to push you through. The house that you're in at the moment is the 10th house, and that's the worldly house. That's the house of, what kind of legacy do you want to leave, or what kind of legacy are you building in this life? It's also the card of the father, which is very interesting. So it's that kind of male, very strong male competitive energy, really. But now we kind of all have our own, goals and things we want to do. Like I suppose when the tarot was first invented, it would be about father male energy, but now it's about male and female energy and the rest. Okay. You have the Eight of Swords as your energy around. Now, why are you giving your personal power away, Scorpio? You need to take it back. Something's going on where you're saying yes too often when you should be saying no, sorry, not today. So that is the Eight of Swords, sorry. So you've got to be a bit more forthright and learn to say no, because it's sometimes detrimental and you find yourself backed into a corner because you're constantly saying yes to everything, and then you've got no energy left for yourself, isn't it? So, but it's sort of it's a deep-seated energy as well, the Eight of Swords, because culturally, in a lot of cultures, we find it very difficult to say no to people and end up feeling really crotchety about it because we should have said, no, I can't do it. That's the basis of the Eight of Swords. So take your power back. Where you are right now. And the Hanged Man. So just go with the flow at the moment. Major card, major energy. So you're just, it's almost like you're waiting for something big's going to happen. But the advice from the Hanged Man is just to go with the flow for the moment, because I guess it's also under the surface, beneath the surface, it's about learning that attribute of patience. Waiting for something to sort of happen naturally rather than as we try and do these days as human beings. They want to force things, and when it doesn't work out, they're very sad about it and very, very grumpy about it. But literally the time wasn't right. So it's all about timing once again. So the advice from him is go with the flow. Look at the world from a different angle for a while. You may be surprised, and that patience that you learn in the process will be invaluable. It always is. Okay, let's see the influencing card. And we have the Three of Cups, so celebration. Very much celebration card, telling you, it's time you can celebrate a bit while you're being patient. You've covered a lot of ground this year, Scorpio, as I know my Scorpios that I know very well. They have been working really hard to get to where they want to go, and now there's a bit of a time to celebrate. Now, funnily enough, Scorpio, this was stuck with another one, so let's look underneath. It's the Four of Wands. So they're talking about a family celebration as well, something to do with your families coming up with a celebration. Could be a wedding, could be a pregnancy announced, but it's funny how they're both together. I like that. So look for that. Okay, let's see what was going on in June, July. Oh, we had the Four of Swords, just getting on with things, being a bit more of an observer there with the Four of Swords. It's like sort of standing back, not participating, but spectating, seeing how things work, having a bit of a, it's almost like sometimes it says if you haven't been well, it's just sort of disengaging for a little bit, not saying don't go to work, but just pull back and conserve your energy a bit more, because there's been a lot going on often with swords in your mental department, so it can be quite draining. So the Four of Swords advice is to just spectate, don't participate, have a bit of a rest and a breather, so to speak. Okay, let's see, recent influences, and we have the Knight of Wands. So things get heating up. Knight of Wands in Leo, so fire sign, young person. This might be even your son or brother or someone like that is quite sort of impulsive perhaps. He's going here, he's going there, he's travelling, he's doing things, he's got hundreds of things on the go. Or conversely, it could be you sort of travelling or doing things, but it's more, I think that it's more the energy of the Knight of Wands, where a person that you know may be generating all this activity, which I'm thinking about one particular family. I know that that's exactly the case. So good energy to have anyway, Scorpio, to help you on your way. Fast, furious energy. Pedal to the metal energy. Okay, let's see your lesson. Oh, Judgment. Karmic debt has been paid back. You don't owe any karmic debt to anybody or anything. You have paid your debt. You have done exactly what you should have done, and now you have a clean slate to start again. So it's an amazing card. I love this card. It's always like a clean sweep. And all that energy, you know, like in the mental department, we're all wasted. What if this happens? What if that happens? You get this card and it's like it's all disappeared, and you go, wow, look, I'm alive. I'm back on track again, and I don't owe anyone anything. Beautiful card. Near future. And we have the Hierophant. So that is your moral compass coming in there. So the Hierophant is in fact very high. He's almost equivalent to the Pope, or a Pope, the only Pope that we have in our world, in the Christian world that is. So he's a voice of authority and respect. But it's all about moral compass for all humankind. It's about what you trust in and what you believe in. What are your belief systems for yourself? And we all have that, where we just go, well, I just can't do that. I'm sorry, it just goes against everything that I stand for. So that's coming in too. So we've got 1, 2, 3 big cards there. So moral compass comes in. Let's see what's happening that you're not realising. Nine of Swords, fear for fear's sake, so generating all sorts of that machine that whirs around in our skull. Our brain is just in overload, thinking of all the negative things that could happen, and losing sleep because of it. You need to get that, well, this physical activity here can remedy that as well. You may have some big fear about something that's going to occur that might not even occur at all, but in your mind you've convinced yourself that this is a fearful issue. So you need to take the advice of the Nine of Swords, which is fear for fear's sake. No more, no less. And we've all had to learn that lesson and thought, oh my God, you know, I wasted all that energy fearing something and it never happened. What a waste. How other people see you. Five of Pentacles, yeah, it's standing a bit out from the crowd, just kind of a bit of a loner card, or a bit out in the cold card, a person that doesn't sort of, they engage to a certain point but then don't. They're maybe remote type of people, but there's all sorts of people have different attributes, and this may be a time where your friend or your family and friends are looking, going, what's going on with her or with him? He doesn't seem to be in the loop with the rest of us. This too shall pass, but it's probably, you know, you've got a lot of stuff going on. You've got 3 big cards across the board there. You know, maybe you just want to focus on getting right what you want right for this next 4 weeks, and you don't need anyone else's intervention. It's sort of quite, and being in the 10th house, it's quite a solitary time anyway, because the 10th house is all about how you want to be perceived in the world, what mark you want to leave. Okay, let's see your positive feelings. 4 of Pentacles. So you're holding on to something, you're holding on too tight. Now this is historical, this card. So this can go way back, 20 years, 30 years ago, whatever, however long you've been on the planet, but it is a card of hanging on, and we all get it from time to time. It's old issues, old fears, correlating with this 9 here, 9 of Swords, and it's just like letting go is easier than holding on, and letting go is all right for people like me who are telling that advice to you, but it takes a long time sometimes to let go and just see where that action takes you, rather than still hanging on to old grief that you know that really you should have resolved it by now. Yes, as I said, you know, it's easy to say that to people, but for their own particular, we all have it, those issues. It's not so easy, is it? Okay, let's see the final outcome. We have the 6 of Swords, so moving on. Smooth sailing coming back in. Fears allayed, things are good. You've got a few swords, but that's okay. I think you know why they're there. That's just that mental department that, you know, sort of sometimes can take over our whole life. So 6 of Swords indicates that smooth sailing is coming. You will be soon just on an even keel, no more choppy weather, nice, clear sailing. Right, I know exactly where I'm going to put the Oracle card, and I'm going to put it on the 9 of Swords, because that is the pesky card. It is that fear for fear's sake card, so I think you deserve a bit of an explanation. Maybe if we just sort of dig beneath that surface of the 9 of Swords and see what other message lies beneath for you. And we have the Dragon. Power and strength. Number 24. It's a good one. Maybe you're fearful of your own power and strength. The dragon comes to offer you its power and strength to protect and fortify you on this leg of the journey. The dragon symbolises true power and reminds you that this finite source is not found within your personality or ego. True power resides deep within your soul, so call on the dragon's spiritual power and strength, and you will find a vast resource to strengthen your resolve through morality, integrity and purpose. If you're struggling with these issues, the dragon will restore them to you. Remember, the power of the spiritual world can never be broken, and true strength is found within, not in the outside world. Never mistake a gentle man for a weak one. Watch for a signal. The dragon always makes the next step clear, and it gives you the power to take it. So that is exactly what you need to do to combat that. I love the way they just align. Thanks so much for listening, Scorpio. I hope you have a great 4 weeks.